Excuse the way I look. I wanted to give a surgery update. I did have my knee surgery on the 27th, so last Friday. I'm now a week out today. Everything went really, really well. They did end up telling us after that things in my knee were shifted way farther to the left than they even suspected. Just kind of crazy, but not totally surprising. Just goes to show how necessary the surgery was. It was 8 years coming. If I haven't actually told the full story of that on here, basically it started when I was a sophomore in high school. I was in dance class and we were doing this formation where we jumped into a huddle in this hip hop piece and then jumped back out, like synchronized. So we were doing the hopping part just over and over and over again to get it right. And the last time we hopped in to the huddle and hopped back out, when I hopped back out, all I felt at first was my knee go out from under me. And I, without even being in control of it, kind of just fell back and sat back. And I looked down. The only reason I even knew it had happened, I thought my knee had just given out from under me, like just fallen. Not gone out of place, but fallen. So I then became known as the girl that got taken off of campus in an ambulance. That happened the first time 8 years ago. And I have dealt with it ever since. I went to physical therapy after the first time, and it should have, I mean, my knee felt stronger than after I heard it, so I figured, okay, it's helping. You know, I went to every single physical therapy appointment, and I did everything they told me to. I did exercises at home even still after it, and all of that. I was so faithful and good about doing it because I didn't want my knee to dislocate again. And then it did. By the time I got to the point of giving in and knowing I needed surgery, and it was just what needed to happen, and I was so tired of worrying every little move I made if it was going to happen again, I gave in, went to see the specialist. He tried once again to send me back to physical therapy. I went to one appointment and went back to him and said, absolutely not. You need to just do surgery. Like, I'm done dealing with this. And physical therapy is doing nothing for it. There's obviously more wrong by this point. And then my medical benefits dropped in the middle of trying to set up an MRI for him to look at the ligaments and schedule surgery. So that delayed it. And then by the time I did have medical coverage back, and I actually could pursue surgery again, it was super close to the wedding, and I didn't want to risk not being okay to walk down the aisle, because that's an important part of getting married. So we waited till after, and you know, now I was put on Andrew's benefits, and I was able to go again, and this time I didn't have to argue with the doctor at all. He was like, he looked at my knee, kind of felt around on it, and tried doing the same on my other knee and compared the two and had me do different lifting and everything, and he said, yeah, nothing but surgery is going to help that. Like, nothing is going to do anything for it except surgery. And I was super thankful I didn't have to argue with him on this fact. And we finally got the MRI done, and I got a message from him on Kaiser's website, because that's who we have. And he said, yep, ligament's torn like I thought. We're doing surgery. And he said he thinks the ligament tore probably the first time I heard it. And it's kind of just been free for all ever since. So now he said it was to the left even more than he had expected, and but everything went really great. And actually it was a weird experience, because the other night I was seeing how well I could bend it. At this point, I had been told that as long as I wasn't doing it while I was putting weight on it, I could try bending it. So I laid down on my bed, I took the brace off, and I tried bending it, and I pushed it to a point where the ligament reacted to like what it's supposed to do normally, where it pulls it back in, it tightens it so it doesn't go out while you're bending your knee. That's what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to pull it back in as you're doing that. It's part of the functionality of the knee. And it actually did it. And it felt so weird. It felt so much tighter. I felt like that couldn't have happened no matter what I did, which was really great. It felt weird, but good. And the recovery has been similar to when I've dislocated my knee. But I have strange moments of feeling different. Like the ache is the same, but it's different at the same time. It feels much different in the fact that I'm not I'm not worried about it popping out again. I'm not worried about any of that at this point, and it doesn't constantly feel like it's ready to. Which is probably a really good sign, and just goes to show I needed surgery that much more. So, this is basically how they sent me home, wrapped all the way down to my ankle, and that's where, right there, that's the doctor's name. He came in right before they took me into the OR, and he signed my right knee, indicating that that's the knee they were doing surgery on. So I came home wrapped in the bandage all the way down to my ankle, and then this is my brace. These are locked for me right now, and they're actually going to get unlocked at the post-op appointment on Tuesday. And that's when I'm getting the stitches out as well, and then I'll be able to bend it a little more and walk a little more freely. So I'm really excited for the future and how different it's going to be now and how much better it'll be. And I'm super excited for my post-op appointment. I'm so ready to get the stitches out and to actually be able to move normally. It really shows you how bad it is to be immobile when you have no choice. It's hard. I have to walk with crutches. I'm on crutches right now until the post-op appointment at least, and then I'm kind of gonna have to just see what the doctor says. I don't want to push it. I have right now this huge fear in me that I'm gonna re-injure it and end up being hurt again all over again instead of better after surgery. And so I don't want to push it, and I don't want to do anything to risk it not recovering correctly and me not being able to re-strengthen my knee and go back to normal now. So I'm super, super careful. I feel like I could walk without the crutches fine. With the brace, of course, they told me I'm not allowed to put any kind of weight on it without my brace on, and most certainly not try to walk or bend it without my brace on. So every time I sit down, I want to take it off because it's nice to have it off, even though I can't take the bandage off. But anytime I want to get up to do anything or go to the bathroom, I have to put the brace on, and it's just this really long process. And then having your knee stay straight for so long, or having restriction on being able to lay the way you're used to laying. Like I normally sleep on my side, and it kind of, depending on how my knee is balanced, it kind of can hurt and put pressure on it when I lay on my side to sleep. So that has sucked. But it's interesting. It's definitely an experience. So that is what is going on with that so far. Okay, so I thought I'd add a little update to this video just because I was so late on getting the video up that now I've already had my post-op appointment. Like 3 days ago. So I had my post-op appointment on Tuesday, and I got my stitches out, and then he had me try bending my knee just to see how much I could, what kind of mobility I had at this point, and I got to about 60 degrees. I'm used to being able to just like push through completely bending my knee after I've hurt it, and since surgery I haven't. I literally can't push myself to. Like it, I get nowhere close before it starts being unbearable. But 60 degrees is not bad to start. And especially having my stitches out, it does feel more movable somewhat. It definitely feels better having them out now. I'm really happy I have them out. He also changed how I'm able to walk around, because before I was confined to not being able to put weight on it without my brace on and needing to use crutches to walk. Now I can have one or the other. If I don't want to wear my brace, I can use my crutches and try to walk as normally as I can. It obviously works my knee more to do that. Or if I don't want to use my crutches and I want to be able to use my hands more, I can wear my brace and not have to use crutches and be fine. So that's where I'm at right now. I've got about 4 more weeks before I go back. They do x-rays and then I start physical therapy. The goal is to be completely mobile by physical therapy. At least I would love that. And 60 degrees 4 weeks before is not a bad start. So, yeah, I finally got to take the bandage off, and that felt good also. Everything went really well, so it's getting there. It'll be a process, but it's definitely moving and getting there. So we finally are getting somewhat back to normal. I will keep you guys updated. Bye!